We have fresh images of the comet Tri-I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever observed, currently speeding through our solar system. Astronomers captured this moment in real time. Panic engulfed the Rocket Propulsion Laboratory as data streams from the Deep Space Observation Network first exploded and then froze when something suddenly attacked the Tri-I Atlas. This interstellar comet, once a source of scientific admiration, became a victim of an unknown force, leading to an unprecedented emergency meeting at the National Security Agency. The foundations of our cosmic understanding were undermined, revealing a terrifying breach in our defense. We are going to delve into the astonishing facts of what happened, to understand why it shook the scientific community to its core, and to grasp why humanity suddenly faced a threat for which we are tragically unprepared. A shattered visitor. The initial data was confusing, almost unbelievable. The telemetry recorded a colossal, instantaneous surge of energy resembling a cosmic explosion, followed by a rapid deceleration that could only be described as violent. In a matter of minutes, the tail of the comet, usually bright green and blue and stretching for hundreds of thousands of miles, shattered into a chaotic cloud of dust, scattering through space. It was not a gradual destruction from solar winds or a gentle tidal effect. It was a sudden destructive intervention. Signals from probes that remotely observed Tri-I Atlas to gather important information about its composition and origin had disappeared. At one moment, the data was impeccable. The next, complete chaos. The most shocking fact is that what happened contradicts all known natural astronomical phenomena. For decades, astronomers cataloged countless objects in our solar system, from rocky asteroids to icy comets, understanding their physics, orbits, and behavior. But the attack on Tri-I Atlas presented something entirely new. It seemed as if an invisible hand reached out and crushed a tiny, fragile butterfly in flight. The scale of the released energy was colossal, estimated at thousands of megatons of TNT, but there were no preceding events, no known stellar flares, no wandering black holes. Nothing in our predictive models could explain this. The data showed clear signs of impact, but from what? The emptiness of space is vast, spanning light years, making such an encounter statistically unlikely, to say the least. The Tri-I Atlas, moving at about 100,000 miles per hour, was an isolated traveler. The probability of a random collision with an object capable of causing such damage, especially with one that left no traces, was astronomically low, practically zero. Many overlooked the very size of the target. Tri-I Atlas, although a comet, was not a tiny pebble. It was estimated that its diameter was about half a mile, which is a significant chunk of primordial ice and stone. For something of such magnitude to be destroyed with such force, it required an influence of significant size and speed, or an energy source that exceeds our current understanding. The suddenness of the event left no time for warnings, offering no chance for the comet to evade or change course. It was a cosmic strike from ambush, a brutal display of power in the silent theater of space. When the images filtered through scattered debris were processed, they revealed a comet, not merely broken but torn into pieces. Her once solid core now consisted of numerous large fragments spiraling, surrounded by billions of tiny ice shards reflecting distant sunlight. It looked like a cosmic explosion, but without the characteristic radiation trails of internal detonation. You see, the universe is full of surprises, but this one seemed intentional, almost deliberate. The rapid disintegration indicated an external force, a sudden, powerful strike. The question was not whether something hit, but what and how. This event was not merely a meeting with cosmic dust. It was a devastating attack. The true nature of this invisible assailant remains unclear, fueling an urgent search for answers. The tangled essence of the Tri-I comet incident plunges into mystery. Scientists have always been fascinated by interstellar objects, these rare travelers from distant star systems. Tri-I, like its predecessor Oumuamua, provided a unique opportunity to study material from beyond our solar neighbor. These objects are incredibly important. They carry hints about other stars in their planetary systems. The fact that Tri-I was a comet, actively evaporating and displaying a tail, made it an even more valuable object for study. Oumuamua, for example, was a strange, cigar-shaped object that puzzled astronomers as it showed no cometary activity, leading to wild speculations, although it was later explained by natural phenomena. However, Tri-I was a comet in the classical sense until it became otherwise. What distinguishes this event is not only the destruction, but also the absence of explanations. When a comet or asteroid breaks apart, there are usually clear reasons, like a close pass to the sun or gravitational stresses from giant planets. Three Eyes was located far from any major celestial bodies, orbiting the outer limits of our solar system, about 400 million miles from Earth, far beyond Mars's orbit. At such a distance, solar radiation could not cause such a sudden catastrophic event. There were no powerful gravitational fields capable of tearing her apart. She was a solitary space traveler, seemingly unaffected by internal or ordinary external forces, until she met her sudden end. The complete absence of any detectable impact body was yet another chilling fact. Our orbital telescopes and ground radar systems are extremely sensitive. We can track objects the size of a softball in Earth's orbit, and much larger ones at greater distances. For an object to cause such immense damage and disappear without a trace, it implies technologies that significantly surpass our capabilities, or a natural phenomenon so rare and exotic that it transcends our current understanding of physics. What no one talks about is that even the most powerful space telescopes, like Hubble and James Webb, designed to look into the beginning of time, have not captured anything that could be related to the three ocular atlases moments before the collision. He simply was, and then he disappeared. Many are fascinated by theories of alien spaceships, while scientific minds naturally lean towards natural explanations. The astonishing circumstances surrounding three-eye atlases expand the boundaries of traditional thinking. The precise and focused nature of the energy release observed in the fragmented debris field indicates something more deliberate than a random cosmic bullet. It was not a blurred cloud of particles. It was a concentrated, powerful event. The absence of any residual gravitational effects or electromagnetic signals further deepens the mystery. If what struck it truly impacted it and then simply ceased to exist, leaving only destruction, this event forces us to confront a profound question. What if the universe is not as empty and unpredictable as we assume? We spend billions of dollars to protect planets, tracking objects near Earth that may pose a threat. But it was not an object near Earth. It was an object from another star, far in the solar system, struck by something completely unknown. Many overlooked that our entire planetary defense strategy is based on the assumption that we can detect and track threats. This incident suggests the existence of a class of threats that we cannot even notice until it is too late. The consequences extend far beyond a single comet. They relate to our collective understanding of space safety. Now the question is how we can start defending ourselves against an invisible, inaccessible force, an impending storm. The emergency meeting at NASA was more a clash of panic and desperate strategy than a gathering of minds. Director Thorne, a woman known for her calmness, nervously paced the room, her voice tense. The data on the screens flashed red with warnings not of a direct threat to Earth, but of an unprecedented event that stripped away any illusions of cosmic safety. "We are unprepared," she repeated, the words hanging in the air. The main problem, as you understand, was not only the destruction of three-eye atlases, but also the utterly confusing nature of his demise. How can one prepare for an enemy that is neither visible nor understandable? In the room gathered the best minds in astrophysics, planetary defense, and theoretical physics. Their usual debates, filled with academic rigor and heated arguments, gave way to a tense silence. Proposals were made and rejected with grim practicality. During a new expedition to the debris field of the Three Eyes project, now hundreds of millions of miles from Earth, the task will take months or even years, and by then the debris will be too scattered, the trail too cold. What about a retrospective analysis, reviewing old telescope data in search of fleeting anomalies? It's like searching for a needle in a cosmic haystack, but it's a necessary step. The suddenness of the event revealed a critical vulnerability: our blind spots. Despite all our modern telescopes, from orbital observatories like Chandra and XMM Newton to ground-based giants, they are designed to search for known signatures: light, radiation, gravitational lensing, thermal emissions. What awaited the Project Three Eyes left none of the listed behind. It was a ghost in a space vehicle. Many overlooked that our observational technologies, though astonishing, are still limited by our current understanding of physics. If a phenomenon goes beyond this understanding, it remains invisible. The most shocking fact is that humanity's collective investments in protecting the planet, although significant, are aimed at preventing known dangers: asteroids, comets, and solar flares. We have strategies, albeit in the early stages, for potentially deflecting large objects heading towards Earth. But what if the threat is not a natural object, or at least not one we can recognize? How to reject what cannot be detected? This incident revealed a terrifying shift in the paradigm. We always perceived space as mostly empty, predictable, governed by understandable laws. The attack on the Three Eyes project hints at a more unpredictable, potentially hostile reality. To put it mildly, the meeting was not about finding solutions. It was about acknowledging a deep and troubling new problem. Scientists and engineers, usually confident in their models and calculations, now faced an information void. The phrase, "we are not ready," was not just a simple regret. It was a sharp, urgent call for a complete reassessment of our place in the cosmos. This raises the terrifying possibility that Earth may be vulnerable to such invisible forces without any warnings. This unforeseen incident made us reconsider everything about our cosmic neighborhood. A brutal attack on the Three Eyes project forces us to expand our thinking beyond traditional cosmic threats. Interstellar objects are rare, with only a few confirmed. These objects, racing through vast spaces between star systems, are usually products of chaotic stellar events, ejected from their home systems by gravitational catapults or stellar collisions. They are true cosmic wanderers. And so, one of those wanderers was brutally destroyed in our solar system, not by the sun or planets, but by an invisible force that introduces a terrifying new category of celestial phenomena. Many people are crazy about stories of highly advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. Although it is easy to come to such conclusions, the scientific community meticulously investigates every possible natural explanation, even the most unlikely ones. Could this be an event related to dark matter or a local anomaly of exotic particles interacting in ways we do not understand? Perhaps it's a micro black hole, tiny yet incredibly dense, passing through a comet and continuing on its path, leaving no noticeable traces? You see, the universe holds many secrets, and our understanding is still in its early stages. What makes the situation so complex is that every existing natural theory cannot fully explain simultaneity, energy, and the absence of residual evidence. No one will tell you that our solar system, although it seems vast and empty, is actually a cosmic shooting range, constantly bombarded by dust, small rocks, and random large asteroids or comets. We have extensive, albeit imperfect, knowledge of such objects. We track tens of thousands of asteroids and comets that are near Earth. However, objects like the Three-Eyed Atlas are different from them. They originate from truly alien conditions and may possess unexpected properties or interact with invisible elements of space in ways we have yet to model. Many overlook that our experience is solely based on our stellar backyard. The space between stars, an area stretching for billions of miles, truly remains uncharted territory. The implications for our future in space are profound. If objects traveling through interstellar space can be attacked without warning, how safe are our future missions in deep space or even potential long-term habitats beyond Earth's orbit? A journey to Mars, just a few 100 million miles away, already presents enormous challenges. What can be said about attempting to reach a new star system billions of miles away, with such unseen threats lurking in the abyss? This event is not just scientific curiosity. It poses a fundamental challenge to our understanding of space exploration and security. The most shocking fact is that this event serves as a stark reminder of our technological limitations. We are capable of peering billions of light years away with the James Webb Telescope and landing rovers on distant planets in search of ancient life. We can even send probes like Voyager, which has been traveling for over 40 years and has covered billions of miles to the very edge of the solar system. Nevertheless, a half-mile-wide comet, an object large enough to pose a global threat, was completely destroyed in our own cosmic backyard by something we could not detect before, during, or after the event. Simply put, our entire planetary defense system is built on tracking incoming objects that we can see. But this attack was silent and unnoticed. No one will tell you that we are essentially blind to what does not reflect light or emit radiation that we know how to detect. What if the real dangers in the universe do not obey these rules? We are like guardians watching over one door, while an unseen enemy can pass through walls unimpeded. The need for revolutionary detection technologies becomes clear. We need systems capable of detecting barely noticeable gravitational fluctuations or interactions of exotic particles that are currently beyond our understanding. The brutal attack on the Three Eyes of Atlas leaves us with troubling questions. Do we live in a cosmic neighborhood more dangerous than we ever imagined? Is what struck the Three Eyes of Atlas still nearby? Create and explore to unravel more cosmic mysteries.